Hello and very welcome, everyone, once again to this session of Medieval History Previous Year Questions Part 1. In today's session, we are going to discuss some of the questions related to medieval history of India that has been asked in exams recently in the previous year papers. And we will also discuss the questions that are relevant and could be asked in your upcoming exams. So, before we start, these are the topics I got covered for you in this session. So, have a look. So, I've got invasion of Arabs and Turks and Delhi Sultanate. So we are going to do questions on these two topics. So let's start. So the first question is in front of you, but before that, the images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property rights of the original creators and owners of these images. If you are the owner of any of the images used in this deck and have any concerns or issues, please contact us at sathi@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. Okay, so first question that we have, what is the correct chronological order of the rules given below? Options are Taimur, uh, Muhammad Mahmud Ghazni, Genghis Khan, and Muhammad Ghori. Genghis Khan, also known as Genghis Khan. And the options are in front of you. So take your time. So choose the correct option that, according to you, would be the correct answer. So take your time and try to find out the answer. And the question is quite simple. I hope you figure out that which king came first. So these are the photos of these kings. So you can see the answer is C. So the first person that came was Mahmud Ghazni out of them. Then came Muhammad Ghori. He was also known as Sam bin Sam or Sahabuddin Muhammad bin Sam. After him came Genghis Khan. He came to India not for invasion but following someone. And when he came, so he came during the time when the king was Iltutmish of Delhi Sultanate. And in 1398, the king came that was known as Tamur. He was also an invader. So here you can see the chronological order of the rules. Mahmud Ghazni 998 to 1030. Muhammad Ghori 1173 to 1206. Genghis Khan or Genghis Khan 1206 to 1227. Or Tamur 1370 to 1405. And he came to India in 1398. So remember all these people and their chronology. Al-Baruni wrote his book Kitabul Hind in which language? Sanskrit, Arabic, Persian, or Syrian? I don't think this will take much time, but try to find out the answer. And the answer of this question is quite simple. Answer is Arabic. So Al-Baruni is the author of Kitabul Hind. It contains comments on Indian sciences, Indian religious beliefs, customs, and social organization in the 11th century. Al-Baruni was an Iranian scholar and polymath from Khwarazm, modern-day Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. Most of his work, including Kitabul Hind, are in Arabic. It is a comprehensive treatise divided into 80 chapters on the basis of topics like religion and philosophy, festivals, astronomy, alchemy, customs and practices, social life weight and measurement methods, cultures and law of sciences, etc. So this particular book, Kitabul Hind, it was written by Al-Baruni, and Al-Baruni's full name was Abu Rehan Muhammad Al-Baruni, and he came along with Mahmud Ghazni towards India. He was also the first Muslim scholar who read the Sanskrit written Vedas. Which traveler and scholar wrote Kitabul Hind? The question is simple. You just did it. So try to find out the answer. And your answer is quite right because you just did the question. Answer is Al-Baruni. So Rehan Muhammad Al-Baruni, Ibn Ahmad Al-Baruni. He was born in 973 AD in Khwarazm, Uzbekistan, when Sultan Mahmud invaded Khwarazm in 1027 AD. Al-Baruni also came to Ghazni as war prisoner. The name of his famous book is Kitabul Hind or Tarikh-e Hind. So remember the book name. And as I said, he was the first Muslim scholar who read the particular book that was known as Veds. and that were written in Sanskrit. Al-Baruni, the Persian scholar, accompanied which invader to Afghanistan and India? Options are Mahmud Ghaznavi, Muhammad Ghori, Alauddin Khilji, or Alexander. So try to find out the answer. Take your time, guys. And we just did this question. The answer is quite simple. The answer is Mahmud Ghaznavi. Al-Baruni, the Persian scholar, accompanied Mahmud Ghaznavi to Afghanistan and India. His celebrated works are Kitabul Hind and Tariq-e-Hind. It is notable that famous scholar Utbi and Firdausi were also in the court of Mahmud Ghaznavi. If we talk about uh, Mahmud Ghaznavi, so Mahmud Ghaznavi was an invader and he came before Muhammad Ghori. He was the Sultan of Ghazni, and he particularly invaded India 17 times. Out of that, the most famous attack was in Somnath Mandir in 1025 AD. So remember the name Mahmud Ghaznavi. There were two battles fought between Muhammad Ghori's forces and Prithviraj Chauhan, in which Prithviraj Chauhan lost the second battle of Dash and his kingdom was captured. So, which was that battle? Options Kannauj, Panipat, Plasi, or Tarain. So, take your time. Very simple question. And your answer is quite right. Answer is Tarain. So, the first battle of Tarain, 1191, took place between Prithviraj Chauhan and Muhammad Ghori, in which Ghori was defeated. In second battle of Tarain, Prithviraj Chauhan was defeated by Muhammad Ghori. As a result, Muhammad Ghori took control of Kingdom of Delhi and Ajmer. Prithviraj was taken as a prisoner and was later executed. So remember the name, um, Battle of Tarain. There were basically two battles fought. First Battle of Tarain 1191 and second Battle of Tarain 1192. In the first battle, Prithviraj Chauhan third, he won, and in the second battle, he lost. And that is how Muhammad Ghori gained the empire in North India. And later on, this gained empire named as Delhi Sultanate from 1206 AD. Kitabul Hind, the book which describes history of India, written by options John Key, Ruskin Bond, Al Baruni, Kushwant Singh. Very simple. Try to find out the answer. Quite easy. The answer is Al Baruni. Kitabul Hind, historical book written by Al Baruni in Arabic language. Remember in which language it was written? Arabic. It is a comprehensive book containing religion, festivals, astronomy, custom practices, subjects of social life, meteorology, sculptures, law, etc. Al Baruni was well versed in physics, mathematics, astronomy. He came in contact with Mahmud of Ghazni and became acquainted with all things related to India and came to India in 1117 AD. So remember the name. Al. Who among the following laid the foundation of Qutub Minar at Delhi? Very good question and quite simple one. And I hope you all know the answer. Options are Qutbuddin Aibak, Mahmud Ghazni, Muhammad Ghori, or Iltutmish. Try to find out. And your answer is Qutbuddin Aibak. So the first ruler of Mamluk dynasty, Qutbuddin Aibak, laid the foundation of Qutub Minar at Delhi. So remember the name Qutbuddin Aibak, and Qutbuddin Aibak is basically the first ruler of Delhi Sultanate as well. He never took the title of Sultan. He ruled from 1206 to 1210 AD, and his capital was Lahore. And Qutub Minar was started under construction during his time, and later on completed by Iltutmish. The three stories were completed by Iltutmish. But further, the work was keep on going. Later on, Sikandar Lodi also did some work and add two more stories to it. And later on, Britishers also particularly reestablished the Qutub Minar. So, if the question is that who was the first person who started the construction, that is Qutbuddin Aibak. who completed it. That is Iltutmish, because originally the Qutub Minar was 3 stories only. Which king of Bengal was defeated by Bakhtiyar Khilji in 13th century? Mahipal, Lakshman Sen, Shashank, or Grahavarman? Try to find out the answer. And I hope the answer you are saying is quite easy, right? The answer of this question is Lakshman Sen. So, Muhammad bin Bakhtiyar Khilji was one of the military generals of Qutbuddin Aibak who invaded some part of the eastern India at the end of 12th century. And at the beginning of 13th century, during 13th century, he defeated Lakshman Sen in Nadia in 1203 AD. He conquered the Sen king Lakshman Sen and intruded into much of the Bengal. These conquests earned him a great fame in the Delhi Sultanate. He was a slave. Bakhtiyar Khilji was a slave of Muhammad Ghori. And if we talk about Bakhtiyar Khilji, so Bakhtiyar Khilji was one of the slaves. There were total 4 slaves of Muhammad Ghori. Out of them, the names are like this: Kubacha, Yildiz, Qutbuddin Aibak, and Bakhtiyar Khilji. Bakhtiyar Khilji is also infamous for destructing the Nalanda University and Vikramshila University. Amir al Khayal is an Arabic title that is usually translated commander of the faithful or leader of the faithful. Who among the following was given this designation? Muizuddin Behram, Jamal Uddin Yaqut, Malik Ikhtiyar Uddin Altunia, Nasiruddin Muhammad. So try to find out the answer. I hope if you use common sense, you can find out the answer. Quite easy, I guess. The answer is Jamal Uddin Yaqut. So Jamaluddin Yaqut was an African city slave turned nobleman who was a close confidant of Rajia Sultan. He was an influential member of the court. She awarded him the honorific title Amir al Khayal, Amir of Horses. Amir was particularly at that time known as minister. And later, the much higher Amir al Umara, that is Amir of Amirs, means the minister of ministers. So that was Yaqut. But later on, Yaqut, particularly, he was defeated by some other peoples, and Rajya Sultan was as well as killed. And later on, Nasiruddin Mahmud was set on the throne on the basis on with the power gained from Chalisa group that was created by Iltutmish. Dash introduced the famous Persian festival of Nowruz. Nasiruddin Mahmud, Yasuddin Balban, Samshuddin Koyamar, or Bugra Khan. So try to find out the answer, guys. And I hope you got the answer right. It is very simple. So the answer of this question is Gyasuddin Balban. Okay, Nowruz basically celebrates on 21st of March every year, and this particular day is known as the Persian New Year, and it celebrates with the coming of spring season. So Nowruz is an Iranian and Persian New Year. It is the first day of spring season. Festival was introduced by Gyasuddin Balban in India. To prove his superiority over the nobles, Balban introduced strict courtly etiquette and new customs and traditions such as Sizda, prostration before the monarch, Pebos, kissing the feet of monarch, and Nowruz, that is Persian New Year. So remember, Ghiyasuddin Balban. He started this particular festival. Who started the practice of Sijda in India? Very simple. We just did this. Answer the question right now. Simple one. I hope the question is, and the answer of this question is Ghiyasuddin Balban. So Nowruz is an Iranian and Persian New Year. It is the first day of spring season. The festival was introduced by Ghiyasuddin Balban in India. To prove his superiority over the nobles, Balban introduced strict courtly etiquette and new customs and traditions such as Sijda, prostration before the monarch, Pebos, kissing the feet of the monarch, and Nowruz, Persian New Year. So that's all about it. Remember all these things. These are related to the Navroz, and it was started by Balban. Which mosque believed to be first one to be built in Delhi? It is situated near Qutub Minar. Very simple question. I hope you all know the answer, but take your time and try to find out. The answer is Quwwatul Islam Mosque. So Quwwatul Islam Mosque, located near Qutub Minar, is the first mosque which is built in Delhi. The construction work of this mosque began in 1193 AD by Qutbuddin Aibak and was completed in the year 1197 AD. Aibak was the slave of Qutb Muhammad Ghori. So do remember, Quwwat ul Islam Mosque is basically was basically built by uh, Qutbuddin Aibak. Another mosque that he built was Adhai Din Ka Jhopda, and that you can find in Ajmer. That was built during the time when he was sent by Muhammad Ghori to gain control because of that kind of a revolt was taking place in Ajmer, and for 2.5 day he remained in a particular school, and after he won the battle, he particularly converted that school into a mosque that is known as Adhai Din Ka Jhopda. That is in Ajmer. Who founded the slave dynasty? Very simple question. Try to find out the answer. Options: Qutbuddin Aibak, Razia Sultan, Ghiyasuddin Balban, Nasiruddin Muhammad. And I hope the answer is quite right. The answer of this question is Qutbuddin Aibak. So the slave dynasty lasted from 1206 to 1290 AD. It was the first Muslim dynasty to rule in India and was founded by Sultan Qutbuddin Aibak. So Qutbuddin Aibak, who particularly came into being in 1206. Earlier, the capital of this particular dynasty was Lahore. Later on, Iltutmish changed the capital and transferred it to Delhi. That is why he is known as the real founder of Delhi Sultanate. Who is that? Is Iltutmish. Who among the following died while playing Chauhan? I just told you this question during the starting one or second question. So try to find out the answer. Options are Qutbuddin Aibak, Firoz Shah Tughlaq, Alauddin Khilji, Iltutmish. Here's your time. And I hope you did your best in the finding the answer. The answer of this question is Qutbuddin Aibak. So Qutbuddin Aibak, who was the general of Muhammad Ghori in Delhi Sultanate, died in 1210 AD while playing Chaugan, that is polo. Qutbuddin Aibak, 1150 to 1210 AD, was a slave of Muhammad Ghori of Ghurids. After the death of Ghori, he took control of Ghurid territories in North India and became the ruler of an independent kingdom. Qutbuddin Aibak was succeeded by Aram Shah, then by Iltutmish, his former slave who led to the formation of Delhi Sultanate, the Qutub Minar in Delhi, and the Adhai Din Ka Jhopda in Ajmer, and known for having commissioned by Qutbuddin Aibak. So, do remember the answer is Qutbuddin Aibak. Who among the following built the Adhai Din Ka Jhopda at Ajmer? Options are in front of you: Noor Jahan, Qutbuddin Aibak, Alauddin Khilji, Razia Sultan. Very simple question. Try to find out the answer. And you're right. Answer is Qutbuddin Aibak. So Adhai Din Ka Jhopda is one of the oldest mosques established by Qutbuddin Aibak. Earlier, it was a monastery and a Sanskrit college. The walls of it are inscribed with parts of Hari Keli, which is a drama written by Vigraja IV, alias Visal Dev of Chahamana dynasty. And if we talk about the first mosque in our country, which is the first mosque in our country, so that was Cheraman Mosque, and you can find that mosque in Kerala. During which period did the Sultan ruler Ghiyasuddin Balban took over the rule of the throne of Delhi? This is a moderate question, so try to figure out your question answer and try to find out the answer with your common sense. Here is your time. So if you just use your common sense, you know that 12 after 1290, no particular person of Ghulam dynasty was there. Ghulam dynasty ended in 1290, so this option is eliminated. 1321, 1334 also eliminated, obviously. Now two options are remaining. One is 1206 to 1223, another is 1266 to 1287. If you talk about the first option, you know Qutbuddin Aibak came in 1206. So how Balban can came? So the answer of this question is quite simple. The answer is the option, that is 1266 1287. Yasuddin Balban, who ruled the throne of Delhi during 1266 1287, was the ninth ruler of Delhi Sultanate or slave dynasty. Iltutmish fought Balban after his victory over the Gwalior. During the reign of Rajia Sultan, he was the Amir Shekhar or Lord of the Hunt, a position of some importance at that time, having military and political responsibility. He was also one of the nobles of Group Chalisa that was created by Iltutmish. Later on, when he gained the control, he particularly destroyed that group of Chalisa or the 40 nobles. Which of the following is the correct sequence of Delhi Sultanate? Very simple. Try to find out the answer, guys. And your answer is Dev, Khilji, Tughlaq, Lodi. So the period between 1206 to 1526 in Indian history is known as the Delhi Sultanate period. Delhi Sultanate is said to be the reign of the sultans of the five dynasties that ruled India. In Delhi Sultanate, four dynasties were originally Turk, while the last Lodi dynasty was Afghan. The rule of Sultan of Delhi Sultanate sequentially Slave dynasty, Khilji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid, and Lodi dynasty. This is the chronology of these dynasties. Remember them. And first of all, the slave came, then Khilji, then Tughlaq, and then Lodi. And between Tughlaq and Lodi came Sayyid. The period between Dash is known as the period of Delhi Sultanate. Quite simple, I guess. So try to find out the answer, guys. Here's your time. And if you are thinking right, the answer is quite simple. The answer is 1206 to 1526. So this was the Delhi Sultanate. Over the period of time, it was expanded or contracted. That depends upon the kings. And the period between 1206 to 1526 in Indian history is known as the Delhi Sultanate period. Delhi Sultanate is said to be the reign of sultans of the five dynasties that ruled India. In Delhi Sultanate, four dynasties were originally Turk, while the last Lodi dynasty was Afghan. The rule of Sultan of Delhi Sultanate sequentially Slave dynasty, Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, Sayyid dynasty, and Lodi dynasty. So do remember 1206 to 1526. Then in 1526 came the Mughals. Who was the founder of slave dynasty? Iltutmish, Balban, Rajia, Qutbuddin Aibak. Try to find out the answer, guys. And I hope you got your answer. Who was the founder of slave dynasty? The answer is Qutbuddin Aibak. Quite simple. Qutbuddin Aibak was a slave of Muhammad Ghori, who became the ruler after the death of his master and founded the slave dynasty. He ruled for only 4 years. He was a very brave soldier. He was in charge of Muhammad Ghori's military conquest of North India. He was very generous and hard-kinded, and so he earned the title of Lakh Baksh, giver of lakhs. Once he gave lakh gold coins in donation. That is why he was also known as Lakh Baksh. He started the construction of Qutub Minar, and he was completed by Iltutmish. He also built two mosques, one in Delhi known as Quwwatul Islam, another one in Ajmer known as Adai Din Ka Zhopda. So do remember Qutbuddin Aibak was the founder of slave dynasty. Rajia Sultan was the daughter of. Options are Muhammad Ghori, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Qutbuddin Aibak, or Iltutmish. So try to figure out the answer, guys. Here is your time. And I hope you got your answer. The father of Rajia Sultan is a very famous king of this dynasty, and he was also known as the slave of slaves. And he was also the son in law of Qutbuddin Aibak, and he was known as Iltutmish. So, Rajia Begum, 1236 AD, capable daughter of Iltutmish, was the first and the only Muslim lady who were adorned the throne of Delhi. She belonged to slave dynasty or Mamluk dynasty. Rajia Sultan was born in 1205 AD and was favorite daughter of Iltutmish. Rajia administered Delhi during 1231-1232 when her father was busy in the Gwalior campaign. Impressed by her performance during this period, Iltutmish nominated Rajia as higher apparent after returning to Delhi. Later, in 1236, Iltutmish died because of the remorse that he had because his elder son died. And after that, particularly his death, Rajia Sultan gained to the throne. And she was held by Takruk Chalisa, that is Turkani Chehalgani. Which was the dynasty of first female ruler, Rajia Sultan? Options: Khalji dynasty, Lodi dynasty, Mughal dynasty, or slave dynasty. Very simple question. Try to find out the answer. And your answer is quite right, I guess. So the answer of this question is slave dynasty. So Razia Begum, 1236-1240, the capable daughter of Iltutmish, was the first and the only Muslim lady who were adorned the throne of Delhi. She belonged to the slave dynasty or Mamluk dynasty. Rajia Sultan was born in 1205 AD and was favorite daughter of Iltutmish. Rajia administered Delhi from 1231 to 1232 when his father was busy in Gwalior. Impressed by her performance during this period, Iltutmish nominated Rajia as her heir apparent after returning to Delhi. So remember the name. Iltutmish was his father and she belongs to the slave dynasty. Who was the only female ruler of Delhi Sultanate? Very simple. Try to find out the answer. And I hope we just did this question. The answer was in front of you. So answer is Rajia Sultan. So Rajia Begum, the capable daughter of Iltutmish, was the first and the only Muslim lady who were adorned the throne of Delhi. She belonged to the slave dynasty or Mamluk dynasty. Rajia Sultan was born in 1205 AD and was the favorite daughter of Iltutmish. Rajia administered Delhi during 1232 when her father was busy in the Gwalior campaign. Impressed by her performance during this period, Iltutmish nominated Rajia as his heir apparent after returning to Delhi. So remember, the answer of this question is Rajia Khan. Who was the first female ruler of Delhi? Options are in front of you: Chand Bibi, Noor Jahan, Rajia Sultan, Mumtaz. Try to find out the answer. Simple one. We just did this. Answer is Rajia Sultan or Rajia Begum, capable daughter of Iltutmish, was the first and the only Muslim lady who were adorned the throne of Delhi. She belonged to the slave dynasty or Mamluk dynasty. Rajia Sultan was born in 1205 AD and was the favorite daughter of Iltutmish. Rajia administered Delhi during 1231-32 when her father was busy in the Gwalior campaign. Impressed by her performance during this period, Iltutmish nominated Rajia as his heir apparent after returning to Delhi. So do remember Rajia Sultan. A unique type of land distribution administrative system evolved during Sultanate period that was called Iqtidari, Patwari, Mahalwadi or Zamindari. Very simple question. If you just use your common sense a little bit, you can find out the answer. Answer is quite simple. Try to find out the answer. And I hope you got your answer. The answer of this question is Iqtidari. Iltutmish started the Iqtidari system in Delhi Sultanate. The Iqtidari was a unique type of land distribution among the army for their service. He set up the Iqtidari system in which division of empire was done into Iqtas. which were assigned to the nobles and officers in lieu of salary. Although this system was not hereditary, Iqtidar were transferred between different Iqtas, which gave it bureaucratic nature. They were different from Mansabdar of Mughal period. So remember, the answer is Iqtidari. And if we talk about the Iqtidari system, so later on, Iqtidari was converted into a hierarchy system, and that was done by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Remember that point as well. Later on, during the time of Mughals, this kind of similar system of similar to Iqtidari, Mansabdari system came into being, and it was introduced by Akbar during the Mughal Empire. And Zamindari is different. Zamindari was introduced by Britishers. Remember that. Dash was the first Muslim dynasty to rule the subcontinent for nearly 84 years. Options are Mughal dynasty, Khalji dynasty, Tughlaq dynasty, or slave dynasty. Try to find out the answer. And I hope you know the answer is quite simple. The particular dynasty ruled from 1206 to 1290 AD. And as we can add or we can calculate, the total number of years are 84. So the answer is slave dynasty. So slave dynasty or Mamluk dynasty was founded by Kutubuddin Aibak, who was the slave of Muhammad Ghori. He gave he became the ruler after the death of his master. Slave dynasty ruling period was 1206 to 1290. Slave dynasty ruled the subcontinent for about 84 years. It was the first Muslim dynasty that ruled India. So the answer of this question is slave dynasty. So slave dynasty ruled for 84 years. After that, Khilji ruled for 30 years. Then came the Tughlaqs. Tughlaq ruled from 1320 to 1414. That means 94 years. After that came the Sayyid. They ruled for 37 years. And then came the Lodhis. They ruled for 75 years. So this was the total time taken by all these dynasties. And Delhi Sultanate remained from 1206 to 1290 in the Indian subcontinent. And after that came the Mughal Empire from 1526, starting from the first Battle of Panipat and ended with 1857 with the revolt of 1857. And that's it in this session, guys. I hope you gained a lot of knowledge regarding the medieval history starting era, and you learned a lot of things related to slave dynasty and related to the kings of slave dynasty. And we will talk about some other questions and some other things in the next session, and we'll take a look at some of the other dynasties as well. And till the time we meet, bye bye, take care everyone, and see you soon.